His Holiness is the supreme head of the Drukpa Kagyud school of Tibetan Buddhism, and as the lineage holders, the Gyalwang Drukpas are considered as emanations of the Buddha of compassion, Chenrezig in Tibetan, or Avalokitesvara in Sanskrit, as well as reincarnations of the great founding fathers of the Kagyu school, Gampopa and Naropa. His Holiness was born in northern India by the holy lake of Lake Rawalsar, as his parents had fled the Chinese invasion of Tibet. And he was recognized by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and also His Holiness the 16th Karmapa as the reincarnation or tulku of the Gyalwang Drukpa, and was enthroned in Darjeeling in 1967. His Holiness has studied with some of the very great Tibetan masters of our time, and it's really only been since about the last 7 or 8 years that he started to come to the West to share some of those teachings with us.
I have been thinking about coming to Mexico a couple of years ago, maybe 6-7 years ago, but it never happened till some of you guys came to see me. And you guys really had so much of effort and a lot of energy that you have put in this trip to come to see me and get some teachings from other parts of the world, and got connected with me so that karma ripened because of that condition.
This time, His Holiness will give teachings on Tibetan Buddhism, on Vajrayana, the highest yoga of Tantra, including the practice of refuge, Guru Yoga and Gana Chakra.
First of all, the brothers and sisters, spiritual students and friends, and also new friends and old friends, and coming from the different places of the world, and especially in Mexico. I want to express my gratitude and also thanks for giving me the opportunity to come to visit the Mexico, and especially the friends, those of I know.
Taking refuge is the basis for every spiritual practice. All of us experience fear and difficulties, so we seek refuge in something or someone. Other religions take refuge in their gods. Buddhist practitioners go for refuge in order to free themselves and others from all future suffering, and to achieve complete freedom and happiness. The essential meaning of taking refuge is to accept the Buddha as the teacher, the Dharma as the path, the Sangha as the companions on the path, and the Guru embodies or represents these 3 objects or jewels of refuge. The ritual of taking refuge includes getting a spiritual name and cutting a piece of hair representing a rebirth as a better person.
And refuge means we wanted to be refugees of Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. And Buddha, Dharma and Sanghas are the representative of the universal truth, which is which is actually within yourself. That's also one of the main reasons why we are taking the refuge. It's not only the reason, but it's one of the main reasons why we are taking refuge. Simply to realize yourself. Now, when I say tabiyeno, that means you got it, and you have to say leg so with doing this palm up. Tabiyeno. Great. The idea of taking refuge is you turning into, turning yourself into a precious being, precious person. That is the main idea, and being this idea is the main thing. One really need to, need to be very harmless, very harmless. Not only harmless between the human being, but all the natures. So then you can simply guess that how precious we all will be. And the name that I'm going to give you is the spiritual name that's supposed to be reminding you the spiritual practice by using the name. And that this is the only reason why the name has to be given. So today is the day, kind of a birthday, I would say, a spiritual birthday for all of us to be reborn in that kind of helpful birth. Sangha actually should be encouraging you and giving you the support mainly through the encouragement. And so the Guru can also be considered to be Sangha, Guru can also be Dharma, and Guru can also be the Buddha. Therefore, in Vajrayana, there is not only three, but we can include the Guru. So there's 4 kind of ratna, or 4 objects of refuge.
The Vairasattva practice acts to purify all past accumulations of negative karma. We visualize Vairasattva above our head, and while reciting the mantra, nectar pours from his body to ours, washing away all our misunderstandings until our mind becomes inseparable from his. We should do this with absolute faith and confidence.
Then the doubt comes. Doubt is the opposition of the confident. No confident. If you don't have a strong confidence, then there's a doubt comes and says, "Oh, how come? The nectar coming from the Vajrasattva purifies my defilement and my bad karmas and everything. How can it be? It's impossible. It cannot be like this. First of all, I can't see the Vajrasattva. Where is Vajrasattva? Secondly, even if he is there, where is the nectar coming from? There is no nectar. I can't feel it, And even if there is a nectar, how can it be? How can it purify my karma? It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. So everything is possible. Everything is in a doubt. That is so-called spiritual obstacle. It is an obstacle. It is not a good thing. It is an obstacle when it comes into the practice. It is totally an obstacle. We don't want that. And then the teaching of Guru supposed to be sort of giving you a lot of lights, a lot of enlightening lights, so that it will give you direct sort of realization. Internal speaking, also the Guru is a manifestation, or maybe it is a universal truth. It is the union it is Mahamudra, it is Dzogchen. The Guru is the representative of Dzogchen, representative of Mahamudra, representative of universal truth. So therefore, universal truth is the one that, manifests all the Buddha and the Sangha and Dharma and activities and everything. It manifests from manifestation of the universal truth. So therefore, Guru is representing everything.
Your Holiness, can you talk about the differences between Western students and Tibetan students?
Actually, I can see quite a bit of differentiation between the Western students and Tibetan students. Now that I mixed with a lot of different kind of people, I think the Western people has a peculiar way of starting their spiritual life, very peculiar way. Tibetan people has more or less a structured way. They have a sort of a, if I may say, a phonetic way. They have a sort of already path that has already built by ancestors, I would say, spiritual ancestors or whatever, the cultural ancestors. It's already there. So it's not really something that you have to invent. In terms of reality in the practices, I think Western people are still very backward, very backward. It is because that they use as I said, the intellectual knowledge very well, and the intellectual strength and effort, and very much so. And that's a very interesting part. But when it comes to the experiential knowledge, they hardly can experience. It's due to too much of knowledge up there. Whereas in my case, our case, back in Tibet, we don't really have to use a lot. We just have to have a devotion. Because all the structures are already made. So whatever the master says, master has been already doing all the hard work, and master is giving to you, and you have to follow that. That's it. But here, master will give you, but then you have to work very hard. That is the society that you are in, as a Western society. Devotion is very much needed. Devotion in the sense that understanding. You have to put yourself deep into the understanding, deep realization, even though you don't know what is realization, but you try to put deeper into realization rather than keeping it there. Just put it into realization. And then try to find something deep there. And then you can get the real compassion, real devotion, very easily. So that will keep you balanced also between the intellectual knowledge and then the experiential knowledge. Maybe you don't have that much experience. It doesn't matter. You just try to experience it. Just experience it. Just don't look at it, but just experience it. So then you will be able to tell how it looks like. Is it delicious, or is it bitter, or is it sweet, or whatever? Is it nothing, or what? You will be able to tell. And then you will be know how to talk about it, how to really go about it. Otherwise, you just display everything, and you know everything. Oh yes, this is yellow, this is white, this is red, or this is beautiful, that is not beautiful, and I know everything. And you don't taste. And then you don't experience, you just know. That is the knowledge. That is the knowledge that they have, Western people, most of the Western people, Western students. They have the very good knowledge because they have read thousands of books, they have listened to thousands of teachings, and they know almost every corners of teachings, and Vajrayana teachings, and Mahayana, and as well as Hinayana, and Hinduism, and I don't know, Christianities and Catholics and Jewish, everything. They know really fantastic, but they don't experience. They don't know anything. So then they have a doubt. I don't know, this is sweet or not. Somebody says this is sweet, but I don't think this is a sweet. This looks like a bitter. And I don't know whether this is right or not. It's bitter or right. You better take it and experience it. After that, you will be able to tell it. That's the great missing thing in the Western society. And especially when we chant, the chanting, as I said, it has to be inspiring you. That means in order to do that, we should be concentrating more towards the sound of chanting. And the chanting, or the melody of itself has the tremendous things to offer in terms of meditation. Now the Gana Chakra puja, or the offering, comes, and these are the things that we prepared for offering. And this is the Gana Chakra, means this is again Vajrayana practice in order to accelerate the process of practice through this practice. Externally, it is like a I don't know, sort of a feast. It's like a Vajra feast, we say. It's a feast that we can offer first to the Guru and Dharma and Buddha and all the saints in the universe. We offer first, and then we get it afterwards as a blessing. We eat it, and but internally, that means this eating things are the existence, representing the existence, and the drinking things, the drinks are representing the non-existence. Now then, both of them are combined together when you eat or when you offer. So this time, this represents the practice the great practice of union. Traditionally, those ancient days, whenever the Guru comes, we do prayer like this. Whenever some practitioners, they graduated in their meditation, skills of meditation, in their skills of chanting, or in their skills of concentrations, hundreds of sanghas, they perform this kind of thing. So therefore, this is exactly right moment to do this kind of celebration at the end of our retreat, our wonderful retreat here that we had in this weekend. Om Dhanjara Sadho Samaya Manobalaya Dhanjara Sadho Dhenaba Tishta Dhyana Subhokaya Mebhava Subhokaya Mebhava Anarato Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Mebhaya Sava Karma Sudhane Zidam Shriya Guru Ha 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 ho Bhagava Sava Tata Gata Benda Mane Bende Bhava Mahasamaya Zato. Now the dedication comes, and you have to dedicate all the virtues to all sentient beings, because we practice something and dedicate for ourselves. It's a very silly thing. We just shouldn't keep for ourselves. We got it, now we have to share it. The beauty of the practice of the bodhicitta and the vajrayana is the sharing part. We have to share it with everybody. Love has to be shared, compassion has to be shared, virtue has to be shared. But basically, virtues and all this sharing has to be done through the love and loving kindnesses, a loving heart. Now we completed our one set of retreat. And as I said before, we had a wonderful time. At least I had a wonderful time. I just can't express what I feel and what sort of time I had, because it's, I think, beyond the expression. I somehow feel that there is a lot of people who are in this crowd has very good how do you say, base on practice, and especially practice of spirituality. I somehow felt that very much. And I think that was one of the reasons why I feel very I feel very good and very auspicious. And almost I never felt that before in any places, any other parts of world, I would say. But especially, when I go to a place for the first time, I feel very cold, usually. Not physically, I'm saying, but, I always feel very cold, spiritually. And then I had to go and then warm them up. And then I can warm them up, and then they can give me the warmth. Slowly. It takes a few years. But here, it didn't take that long. So I was talking that I shall be, I may be. I mean, I was sort of 95% sure that I will be able to come on end of this year and beginning of next year. We will celebrate the New Year together in Mexico. Simply, one has to be more happier. One has to be more acceptance, more alert, more aware. This is very important, actually, and because some of we think that that after being a Buddhist, one has to be very uptight, very grumpy, very say serious, because Buddhists meant to be serious. This is what they think, but it actually may be serious in practice, may be serious in processing the life, because usually we are not very serious in processing the life, understanding or development of life. So maybe we need to be serious in that, but we don't really need to be serious in our life, day-to-day life. We have to be more open and more charming, more cheerful, more understanding and more, better. We have to develop ourselves, better person. Have to make better person ourselves. This is the main thing. If you want, you can say this is a main commitment.
The breaking of a piñata is a Mexican tradition. The seven-pointed star symbolizes the seven major sins or defilements. The blindfold symbolizes faith. By breaking the piñata, we break our attachments, and the candy and gifts inside symbolize our own essence, our own true nature.
All of my students and friends, and also Dharma brothers and sisters.
Mis estudiantes y amigos y también mis hermanos y hermanas en el Dharma.
Thank you all from depth of my heart to celebrate my birthday in a so lively mood and also very colorful. It makes me so moved.
Gracias por celebrar mi cumpleaños de una manera tan vivaz y tan llena de colores.
I really don't know how to thank because I think there is no way to express the thanks.
No sé cómo agradecerlo porque no siento que haya una forma de expresar mi agradecimiento.
The only thing is I can give you my heart and look like my balloon. The balloon didn't want to fly. The balloon want to stick with the Mexican. So similar to myself also, that although I have to leave tonight at about 7 to the airport, but I really don't want to physically and mentally also. But physically I have to go, but mentally I'll be here for every time, day and night throughout the life.
No sé cómo expresar lo que siento en mi corazón. Parece que es como mi globo que no quiso irse, que no quiso volar. Es similar a mí mismo. Aunque tenga que irme hoy en la noche, a las 7 tengo que estar en el aeropuerto. Físicamente me voy, pero mi mente va a estar aquí todos los días, para siempre.